Welcome to Edupedia World. In this video, we will learn the importance and limitation of statistics. Now we come to importance of statistics. The use of statistical method is so widespread that it has become a very important tool in affairs of the world. It is indispensable to fields of investigations, especially in the sciences such as botany, sociology, economics, medicine, etc. It helps particularly in drawing research conclusions. Let us examine the importance of statistics in some fields relating to economics and business. First is statistic and economics. Second, statistic and economic planning. Third, statistic and business. Fourth, statistic and government. First, we will start with statistics and economics. A number of economists have given a practical shape to statistical tools for economic research. Famous economists like Augustine, Carnot, Lyon, Alfred Marshall, Edgeworth, A. L. Bowley, etc. evolved a number of economic laws by quantitative and mathematical studies. In India, Professor P. C. Mahalanobis, Dr. V. K. R. V. Rao, R. C. Desai, etc. have contributed a lot to the development of theoretical and applied fields of statistics. Economic laws are evolved with the help of statistical tools, and the importance of statistics is growing day by day in economic analysis. There is a vital relationship among economics, mathematics, and statistics due to the importance of mathematics and statistics in economics. As a result, a new science has evolved which is called econometrics. There are a number of important laws which have evolved due to statistical analysis in the field of economics, that is Engel's law of family expenditure, Malthus theory of population, etc. New things are being invented today in all the sciences because of the continuous process of research. We can test reliability of a law and evolve new laws in economics by using statistical tools. Statistical methods have made a contribution to the development of empirical side of economics. The inductive method of economics is dependent upon the statistical methods. An economist examines his study by statistical methods, which are the tools and appliances of his laboratory, in the same way as the doctor uses stethoscope for diagnosis of a patient. A large number of economic problems can easily be understood by the use of statistical tools. It helps in formulation of economic policies. Let us understand the importance of statistics, keeping in view the various parts of economics. Number 1. Statistics and the study of consumption. Every individual needs a certain number of things. He spends first on necessities, then on comforts and luxuries, which depend on his income, but there is no end to his desires and demands. No sooner does he consume one thing, he desires to obtain the other. We discover how different groups spend their income from statistics relating to consumption. The statistics of consumption are useful and helpful in proving the taxable liability of individuals and the standard of living. Second, statistics and the study of production. The progress of production every year can easily be measured by statistics. The comparative study of the productivity of various elements of production, that is land, labor, capital, and enterprise, is also done with the help of statistics. The statistics of productions are very helpful for adjustment of demand and supply. Every developed country executes the census of production with a view to make a comparative study of various fields of production and economic planning. Third, statistics and the study of exchange. Production is based on national and international demand. A producer needs statistics for deciding the cost of production and selling price so that he can study competition and demand of commodity in a market. The law of price determination and cost price, which are based on the market's various conditions and demand and supply, can be studied with the help of statistics. Fourth, statistics and the study of distribution. Statistics are helpful in calculation of national income in the field of distribution. Statistical methods are used in solving the problem of the distribution of national income. Various problem arises due to the unequal distribution of wealth and national income and are solved with the help of statistical data. Thus, statistics is useful in the various fields of economics. It gives statement of facts, directions to solve problems, evolution of economic laws, and helps in economic planning. Economic laws in the modern economic world are based on mathematics and statistics, which help to form econometric models. These models are helpful in solving economic problems. On this basis, we call economics a science of human welfare and statistics as an arithmetic of human welfare. Now we come to statistics and economic planning. Statistics is the most important tool in economic planning. Economic planning is the best use of national resources, both human and natural. Planning without statistics is a leap in the dark. Every phase in planning, drawing a plan, execution, and review is based on statistics. The success of a plan is dependent upon sufficient and accurate statistical data available at all these stages. The comparison of the stage of development of one country with other is possible only with the availability of statistical data. There are a number of problems of underdeveloped countries, that is, overpopulation, lack of industries, lack of agricultural development, lack of education, etc. These problems can be fully viewed and understood only by getting the actual figures for different areas. Similarly, general review of progress in all fields of economic development needs the help of statistical data and statistical methods. Priorities of expenditure of a national budget can be determined through the comparative study of past performances with the present. Thus, planning without statistics is a ship without radar and compass. Our third point is statistics and business planning. Business activities are undertaken to satisfy human wants by producing goods or rendering services. We may classify business activities on the basis of functions into two broad categories, that is commerce and industry. Commerce is the sum total of all the activities connected with the placing of the product before the ultimate consumer. It provides the necessary link between the producer and the consumer of goods. Commerce includes all those activities which are undertaken for the sale or exchange of goods and services and facilitates their availability for consumption and use through trade and subsidiaries of trade. The second category is of industry. Industry means production of goods for sale by the application of human or mechanical powers. In other words, industry refers to economic activities which are connected with raising, producing, and processing of goods and services. We will presently see how statistical methods play a vital role in major business activities. Commerce and industry in the modern age requires a great deal of planning and forecasting of various kinds. Statistics come to the aid of the business planner in many ways. The producer or the manufacturer has to estimate demand for his goods in the immediate as well as distant future. This is done by market research, for which all the steps of statistical methods have to be followed. The cost accountant uses statistical tools to help the producer to fix the prices of various commodities. Trade may be classified into internal trade and international trade. Internal trade means trade carried on within the boundaries of a country. The primary object of trade is to bring about proper distribution of goods within the country. It is further divided into two parts, that is wholesale trade and retail trade. Wholesale trade includes buying goods from producers and selling them in small quantities to retailers. The wholesaler generally deals in large quantities of goods of a limited number of varieties, whereas a retail trade consists of selling goods directly to the consumer in small quantities. International trade. It refers to trade between two countries. It implies buying and selling of goods by traders of two different countries. It is further classified into import and export. Imports related to the purchasing of goods from other countries, and export concerned with the sale of goods to foreign countries. Statistic is important for the trade because the wholesaler or retailers depends heavily on methods of statistical analysis for finding out solution to problems regarding buying and selling activities. For profitable trade, he must know what the customer want and also how long the demand would last. This is very important for international trade. For this purpose, statistics of export, import for various commodities and regions are collected and analyzed for decision making. Commerce includes all those business activities which are undertaken for the sale or exchange of goods and services and facilitates their availability for consumption and use through banking, transport, insurance, warehousing, packing, and advertisement. These are the subsidiaries of trade. Statistics is equally important for subsidiaries of trade. The banker plays an important role in commerce and industry. He provides finance to the producer and trader. Therefore, he has to forecast when the demands would be great and accordingly decide what amounts of reserves he must have. Similarly, he must estimate what amounts would be required by his depositors. Otherwise, his bank would fail. For this detailed analysis of money transaction is required where statistical tools are indispensable. Insurance companies function on the basis of estimations of mortality rates, that is, life expectations, and on the basis calculate insurance premiums. Accordingly, they decide what proportion of their capital can be invested and what proportion can kept ready for payments of matured policies. Other public utility bodies such as road transport companies, the railways, advertisement concerns, warehouses, etc., which contribute to commerce in a significant ways, also make use of statistical data for their efficient functioning. For instance, they have to determine the extent of demand that would be made on their services and the rates they might fix for the same. In fact, no modern organization can survive and efficiently function without analysis of the complex factors that influence commerce, and for systematic business analysis, statistical tools are absolutely essential. Modern business management, therefore, is an activity that requires a great deal of analysis for making proper decisions in the face of a large number of uncertainties. Statistical tools of collection, classification, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of data are used in all major functions of business management, such as production control, material control, budgetary control, financial control, cost control, personal management, and so on. Now we come to our fourth point, that is statistics and government. For the smooth administration of country, the government has to be well versed with its all problems. Before formulating policies, the government must consider certain statistics like that of crimes, taxes, wealth, trade, etc., so that there is no obstacle for the promotion of economic development. Such policies may develop the economic status of the people and the nation, depending upon the accuracy of the statistical law. Statistics is indispensable for all important functions of the ministries of the state. Above all, the Ministry of Planning takes into account statistics of various fields of economy. Keeping in view the increase of global price rise, the ministry plans and make policy to import oil in 2015, which depends on expected oil production by domestic sources and likely demand for oil for the year 2015. The policy of family planning can be made effective in controlling the population of country. Thus, Statistical techniques are used to analyze economic problems of country, that is unemployment, poverty, disinvestment, price control, etc. Sometimes to make plan and policies, planner required the knowledge of future trend. This trend could be based on the data of past years or recent years. The required data can be obtained by surveys. For example, production policy of 2015 depend on the consumption recorded in past years and recent years which decide the expected level of consumption in 2015. This helps the planner to make the production policy for the future. The Ministry of Finance is responsible for preparing the annual budget of the country, for which reliable statistical data of revenue and expenditure is necessary. In short, statistical tools are of maximum utility in the governments of state and formulation of various economic policies. Now we come to the next point, that is limitations of statistics. Statistics is very widely used in all sciences, but it is not without limitation. It is necessary to know the misuses and limitation of statistics. The following are the limitations of statistics. First, it does not study the qualitative aspect of a problem. The most important condition of statistical study is that the subject of investigation and inquiry should be capable of being quantitatively measured. Qualitative phenomena, that is, honesty, intelligence, poverty, etc., cannot be studied in statistics unless these attributes are expressed in terms of numerals. Second point, it does not study individuals. Statistics is the study of mass data and deals with aggregates of facts which are ultimately reduced to a single value for analysis. Individual values of the observation have no specific importance. For example, the income of a family is say rupees 1000 does not convey statistical meaning, while the average income of 100 families, say rupees 400, is a statistical statement. Third point, statistical laws are true only on an average. Laws of statistics are not universally applicable like the laws of chemistry, physics, and mathematics. They are true on an average because the results are affected by a large number of causes. The ultimate results obtained by statistical analysis are true under certain circumstances only. Fourth point, statistics can be misused. Statistics is liable to be misused. The results obtained can be manipulated according to one's own interest, and such manipulated results can mislead the community. Fifth point, statistics simply is one of the methods of studying a phenomenon. Statistic calculations are simple expressions which should be supplemented by other methods for a complete comprehension of the results. Thus, statistics is only a means and not the end. Sixth point, statistical results lack mathematical accuracy. The results drawn from statistical analysis are normally in approximates. As the statistical analysis is based on observations of mass data, number of inaccuracies may be present and it is difficult to rectify them. Therefore, these results are estimates rather than exact statements. Statistical studies are a failure in the fields where cent% accuracy is desired. Seventh point, homogeneity of data, an essential requirement. To compare data, it is essential that statistics are uniform in quality. Data of different qualities and kinds cannot be compared. For example, produce of food grains cannot be compared with the production of cloth. 8 point, without reference, results may prove to be wrong. In order to understand the conclusions precisely, it is necessary that the circumstances and conditions under which these conclusions have been drawn are also studied, otherwise they may prove to be wrong. Now we come to the last point, that is statistics can be used only by the experts. Statistics can be used only by those persons who have special knowledge of statistical methods. Those who are ignorant about these methods cannot make sensible use of statistics. In the words of Yule and Kendall, statistical methods are most dangerous tools in the hands of an inexpert pert. Now we come to the last point of this chapter, that is distrust of statistics. Distrust of statistics arises not because there is anything wrong with statistics as a subject matter. It arises because the users of statistics tend to manipulate it to suit or support their pre-drawn conclusions or observations. Main causes for the distrust of statistics are as under. Different kinds of statistics are obtained in respect of a given problem. Statistics can be altered to match the predetermined conclusions. Authentic statistics can also be presented in such a manner as to confuse the reader. When statistics are collected in a partial manner, the results are generally wrong. Consequently, people lose faith in them. However, it may be noted that if statistics are presented wrongly, then the fault does not lie with statistics as a subject matter. The fault lies with those people who collect wrong statistics or those who draw wrong conclusions. Statistics as such do not prove anything. They are simply tools in the hands of the statisticians. If a statistician misuse the data, then the blame lies squarely on him and not on the subject matter. A competent doctor can cure a disease by making good use of the medicine, but the same medicine in the hands of an incompetent doctor becomes a poison. The fault in these cases is not of the medicine, but of the unqualified doctor. In the same way, statistics is never faulty, but the fault lies with the user. Statistics is an inseparable part of business and economic analysis. The common man has a distrust of statistics. This is so because it is possible to misuse statistics by deliberately twisting or manipulating data. This is possible just as the law can be interpreted by a lawyer to prove his own point. That is why some people say, with statistics anything can be proved, or statistic is another form of lying. While it is true that some people, political parties or government misuse statistical tools for grinding their own access, the educated member of the public, especially the student of commerce and economics, should know where the facts are twisted or misused. This generally takes place at the time of selecting samples and cases, in making comparisons and interpreting analysis of data. Thus, we find both the ruling and the opposition parties quote statistics to support and prove their points of view. It is for the economist to find out, with the help of his knowledge of statistics, the truth. How to remove distrust? Following are the essential remedies of the distrust of statistics. Consideration of statistical limitations. While making use of statistics, limitation of statistics must be taken care of. Second, no bias. The user should be impartial. He should make use only of the relevant data and draw conclusion without any bias or prejudice. Third, application by experts. Statistics should be used only by the experts to minimize the possibility of misuse. Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.